Very good evening, dearest friends, and welcome into our meditation, the preparations for the reappearance of the Christ. And this meditation is done by Master DK. He is advising to use this meditation on Thursdays, and this is Thursday as we know it. And in this meditation, it's good to have a notebook available and to write some insights in this and our plans when we think about the plans, how we are participating in these preparations. So we have been reading also from the book, The Reappearance of the Christ, and we continue that. And we are now on the page, I think it is 75. This is coming from the chapter 4, the work of the Christ today and in the future. We had been reading now last time. We are talking about the a particular type of energy which has been pouring out since 1936, and there are and then energy which has been strengthened after the 1945. It's three ways or three events which Tibetan is saying, which can be described as follows. One is the spirit of peace descended upon Christ. This is the number one event. And then now the second, which we are going to study more, is the evolutionary force to which we give the name, the Christ consciousness. A term largely used by the metaphysical groups in the world today, focused itself in the person of the Christ in a manner hitherto unknown. This is the potency latent in every human heart, which was described by Saint Paul as Christ in you, the hope of glory, and is that which under evolutionary law brings a man eventually into the kingdom of God and unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. Of this potency and glory, Christ has ever been the symbol. During the present period of hierarchical tension, and as a result of his decision to reappear, Christ became the embodiment of this energy and thus entered into a closer relation to humanity. Other great sons of God are channels for this energy in relation to the subhuman kingdoms. But the Christ holds a unique place in relation to humanity. To express the idea symbolically, this energy creates a living bridge from the human kingdom to the kingdom of God, for the fourth kingdom in nature to the fifth. The Christ is the custodian of this energy, but only temporarily, and for the period of this human crisis, he can, because of this, stimulate the responsive factor in the hearts of men, enabling them to recognize and know him for who and what he is when he reappears. The channeling of the energy began at the close of the World War and is still going on. This is actually very interesting to recognize that this is the second type of energy which is still working through, but what was before that, maybe in some kind of very tiny ways, but as recognizable energy impact only after 45. This has been strengthening in humanity, and it is something which is in every human heart. That type of energy, what we can give the name the Christ consciousness. So this channeling of energy began at the close of the World War and is still going on. It is responsible to the trend towards betterment everywhere to be sensed, for the growth of the principle of sharing, and for the undeniable soundness of men's hearts and thinking today, the soundness of the masses when informed, far more than of their leaders. And as you are well aware, human history has been essentially the history of great spiritual messengers who from time to time in the hours of human crisis, maybe we can think again that we are in those hours of human crisis, have come forth from the secret place of the Most High to aid, inspire, reveal, lead, and direct. It is the history of the presentation of ideas brought to the attention of humanity and gradually developed into civilizations and cultures. Such is the urgency of human need at this time, and such is the opportunity that one such son of God is during this cycle of tension seeking to cooperate with the Christ. As a result of Christ's decision and his spiritual fusion with the will of God, the avatar or synthesis has become for the time being his close associate. This is an event of supreme and planetary importance. His relationship and planned help date from the time of the profounding of the great invocation and its use by men everywhere. Owing to the stupendous task confronting Christ, the avatar or synthesis will fortify him, and he will be buttressed by this silent avatar, who, to speak symbolically, will keep his eyes upon him, his hand beneath him, and his heart in unison with him. This being is closely related to the will aspect of divinity, and his cooperation has been made possible through Christ's own attainment along the line of the highest spiritual will. He works under the great natural law of synthesis, producing at one moment unification and fusion. His function in unison with the energy of Christ is to generate spiritual will in humanity, the will to good. His potency works in three fields of activity at this time. One, within the spiritual hierarchy itself, revealing the nature of the divine will to good, which the kingdom of God must express, and the nature also of divine purpose. Two, within the assembly of the United Nations, though not within the Security Council, he is there generating a slowly growing will to unity. We want to support that, and let us remember that what is said about the avatar of synthesis. And then three, within the masses of men everywhere, fostering the urge to general betterment. So in three ways, the avatar of synthesis is working. One was within the spiritual hierarchy itself, revealing the nature of the divine will to good. And then two, within the assembly of the United Nations, and here generating the growing will to unity. And then three, with the masses of men everywhere, and urging the general betterment. His activity is necessarily a mass activity. for he can only channel his energies through the mass consciousness or through a group conscious entity, such as the hierarchy, the United Nations, or humanity. The focal point of his effort and the agent through which distribution of his energy can be made is the new group of observers. This group is uniquely related to the avatar of synthesis, the bringing together of all the agents of goodwill who are responsive to the energy of the divine will, the good, constitutes the major objective of the new group of observers and always has been. Their work can now be constructively and creatively intensified through the association of the avatar of synthesis with the Christ. Their task is to usher in the new age. In that new age, the five kingdoms in nature will begin to function as one creative whole. Their work falls into the following parts, functions, or activities. 1. The production of a human synthesis or unity, which will lead to an universal recognition of the one humanity brought about through right human relations. 2. The establishing of right relations with the subhuman kingdoms in nature, leading to the universal recognition that there is one world. And 3. The anchoring of the kingdom of God, the spiritual hierarchy of our planet, in open expression on earth, thus leading to the universal recognition that the sons of men are one. These objectives the avatar of synthesis will foster and aid, and for this purpose he has associated himself with the Christ, working through the hierarchy under instruction from the center where the will of God is known. These three related events and distributing points of energy have all come into activity during the point of tension in which Christ and the hierarchy are at the time held. They all serve to redirect and focus energy in relation to humanity, for all are the result of the decision made by Christ after his point of crisis and are all connected with the hierarchical preparation for Christ's reappearance. So, dear friends, let us let these words really sink into our consciousness, and let us realize how we need to recognize and realize how deep issues are these related to our incarnation, the purpose of our coming here. There are so big things planned for humanity and so great beings who are waiting us to wake up. And thus this responsibility upon the new group of observers is great. It's great upon every single one. It is a real task. It's a real, what would I say? It's like the everyday's thought, what we should be keeping and remembering all the time, how we are able to help Christ. When we think about all that good, what is stored and what is planned for humanity. But nothing can work if this group, which has sent forth this time, if this group is not doing its part. It's so crucial, and it is very easy to forget. And that's why, as when we think about the whole process of initiation, is about that, because initiatory process is mainly upon this new group and the disciples of the Christ is about self-imposed process. It's the how we ourselves are pushing ourselves forward. There is nothing now. We are living that stage of human evolution that we don't have outpost thing happening. If we think that the churches are not doing their work of in esoteric sense, there is only our inner contact, our inner reality, which is holding us in that work in a very deep sense. That, and this coming together where these stimulations are felt, and this rhythmic work that we have to realize by ourselves that that's the way to go. So let us now go into our meditation, but having all of these thoughts very clearly in our minds, and hopefully giving for us this kind of certainty and determination that I will do what is needed. May that strengthen in us. So also, before we start, this note that please have your notebooks. This meditation is a little meditation of reminding us how to work with the Christ, how to work with the hierarchy. And that's why be in your own spiritual laboratory and follow this process. Okay, alignment. Let us all now breathe white light. And again, I think I'm translating now. Hengitämme valkoista valoa. And after achieving alignment in a voice, see each of your co-disciples in the light of the soul. Ja näe kaikki kanssa oppilaisi valossa, sielun valossa. Focus on your own triangle or triangles. Visualize the flow of love and goodwill passing between your triangle members and as well the members of this group. Visualisoi rakkauden ja hyvän tahdon virta kolmion jäsentesi välillä ja myöskin tämän ryhmän välillä. Stage 1, vaihe 1. Now when we have achieved this personality quietness, kun olemme saavuttaneet persoonahiljaisuuden, we will formulate clearly to ourselves and in our own words the answers to the following questions. Muodostamme selkeästi omin sanoin itsellemme vastauksen seuraaviin kysymyksiin. And these questions have been written by Master DK. Ja nämä kysymykset on Mestari DK:n muodostamat. 1. As a member of the new group of observers, what is your specific and fixed intention at this moment of dedicated contact with your soul. Maailman palvelijoiden ryhmän jäsenenä, mikä on tällä hetkellä sinun erityinen ja pysyvä aikomuksesi, kun olet sielussasi olevassa omistautuneessa yhteydessä. Two, is your concentrated and expressed personality purpose in line with the hierarchical intention as far as you are permitted to know it? Onko sinun keskitetty ja ilmaistu henkilökohtainen päämääräsi linjassa hierarkisen pyrkimyksen kanssa, siinä määrin kuin sinun on siitä sallittu tietää? And three, have you in your own personal daily life earned the right, because of definite effort and not so much because of success, to stand with those servers who are now undertaking the work of preparation? Oletko omassa henkilökohtaisessa arkielämässäsi ansainnut oikeuden johtuen tietoisesta ponnistuksesta, eikä niinkään menestymisestä, seistä niiden palvelijoiden rinnalla, jotka ovat nyt ottaneet tehtäväkseen valmistelutyön? This is the one time in the meditation where you think about yourself. And it is here because it is a method of personality, focused attention, and aligns your personality upon the mental plane. Tämä on ainoa kohta meditaatiossa, jossa ajattelet itseäsi. Ja se on tässä kohtaa, koska se on persoonallinen metodi, keskittäytynyt tarkkaavaisuus, ja se linjaa persoonallisuutesi mentaalitasolle. Stage 2, vaihe 2. Having answered these three questions in the light of the soul, then say with emphasis, vastattuasi näihin kolmeen kysymykseen sielusi valossa, lausun nyt ajatuksella. Forgetting the things which lie behind, I will stride towards my higher spiritual possibilities. I dedicate myself anew to the service of the coming one, and will do all I can to prepare men's minds and hearts for that event. I have no other life intention. Stage 3, vaihe 3. Visualize the world situation as best you can and in terms of your major world interest, and with what knowledge of world affairs you may possess. Visualisoi maailman tilanne niin hyvin kuin kykenet, sen mukaisesti mikä on pääasiallisin kiinnostuksesi ja mitä tietoa sinulla maailman asioista on. See the mass of men everywhere glowing with a dim light. Näe kaikkialla ihmismassojen hehkuvan himmeää valoa. And here and there, points of brighter light. Ja siellä tällä kirkkaamman valon pisteitä. Where members of the new group of world servers, missä uuden maailman palvelijoiden ryhmän jäsenet, and men of spiritual intention and of loving hearts are working for their fellow men. Ja ihmisiä, jotka ovat henkisesti suuntautuneita ja joilla on rakastava sydän, työskentelevät kanssaihmistensä hyväksi. Now visualize through the creative imagination the vivid light of the hierarchy. Visualisoi nyt luovaa mielikuvitustasi käyttäen hierarkian elävä valo. See it streaming slowly towards humanity. Näe sen hitaasti kulkevan kohti ihmiskuntaa. And slowly merging with the light, which is already in humanity. Ja hitaasti sulautuen valoon, joka jo on ihmiskunnassa. Then say the first stanza of the great invocation. Lausun nyt invokaation, suuren invokaation, ensimmäinen stanza. from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Stage 3, vaihe 3. Now ponder upon the reappearance of the Christ. Pohdiskele nyt Kristuksen jälleen tulemista. Realize that no matter by what name he may be called in the many world religions, he is still the same great identity. Oivallamme, että riippumatta millä tahansa nimellä häntä kutsutaankin maailman eri uskonnoissa, hän on silti tuo sama identiteetti. Reflect and speculate upon the possible results of his appearance. Mietiskele ja arvioi mielessäsi hänen ilmestymisensä mahdollisia seuraamuksia. The question when the Christ will come. Kysymys milloin Kristus tulee. Tibetan says, tiibettiläinen sanoo, the knowledge that he is ready and anxious publicly to appear to his loved humanity only adds to the sense of general frustration, and another very vital question rises. Tieto, että hän on valmis ja halukas julkisesti ilmestymään rakastamalleen ihmiskunnalle, vielä lisää yleistä turhautuneisuuden tunnetta. Toinen erittäin tärkeä kysymys nousee. For what period of time must we endure, struggle and fight? Minkälaisen ajanjakson meidän täytyy vielä kestää, kamppailla ja taistella? The reply comes with clarity. He will come unfailingly. Vastaus tulee selkeästi. Hän tulee varmasti. When a measure of peace has been restored. Kun tietty määrä rauhaa on saatu aikaan. When the principle of sharing is at least in process of controlling economic affairs. Kun jakamisen periaate on vähintäänkin prosessissa. When churches and political groups have begun to clean house. Kun kirkot ja poliittiset ryhmät ovat alkaneet siivota toimiaan. Then he can and he will come. Silloin hän voi tulla ja tulee tulemaan. Second stanza. Toinen stanza. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Endeavor to concentrate your fixed intention to serve and to spread love in your surroundings. Pyri keskittymään lujaan aikomuksesi palvella ja levittää rakkautta ympärillesi. Realize that in so far as we can do these things, we are attempting to blend our personal will with the divine will. Oivalla, että siinä määrin, kun kykenemme tekemään näitä asioita, pyrimme yhdistämään persoonallisen tahtomme jumalalliseen tahtoon. The third stanza, kolmas stanza. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. And practical plans. Let us now consider practically what we can do in the coming week to further the preparations for the coming of the Christ. Pohdiskele nyt niitä käytännön toimia, mitä voit tehdä tulevalla viikolla, edistääksesi Kristuksen tulon valmistumista. And let us meditate upon a few minutes. Mietiskelkäämme nyt muutaman hetken ajan. Let us now respond to the vibrations of the Christ. Vastatkaamme Kristuksen värähtelyihin. Let us commit ourselves in His name. Omistautukaamme nyt hänen nimelleen. And let us say together, sanokaamme yhdessä. We have gathered in your name, Lord Maitreya. Be with us. Me olemme kokoontuneet sinun nimesi, Herra Maitreya. Ole läsnä meissä. And welcome His presence. Toivota hänen läsnäolonsa tervetulleeksi. Let us visualize the coming week, how we are working as one group for His reappearance. Visualisoikamme tuleva viikko, kuinka yhtenä ryhmänä työskentelemme hänen tulemisensa puolesta. Preparing the way, valmistaen tietä. And blessing each other, siunaten toinen toisiamme, strengthening the work of everyone, ja vahvistaen jokaisen tietä ja työtä. Now for closing we are sounding 3 times Om. Ja nyt tähän loppuun lausumme 3 kertaa Om, dedicating our threefold personality to the work of preparation, omistaen kolminaisen persoonallisuutemme valmistelutyöhön. So thank you, dearest friends. Let us Remember that it's still the sacred time of the new moon. Kiitämme rakkaat ystävät ja muistakaamme, että on vielä tuo pyhä aika, uuden kuun aika. And the energies, the new impulse from within is carrying us forward. Ja tuo uusi sisäinen impulssi vie meitä eteenpäin. And tomorrow we will have then treatise on cosmic fire starting at 6 p.m. GMT, and that's coming in English. Ja huomenna on kosmisen tuleen työ, joka alkaa kello 20 Suomen aikaa. Se tulee sitten pelkästään englanniksi. So dearest friends, let us work hard, let us keep our line strong. Työskennelkäämme lujasti ja pitäkäämme rivimme vahvoina. Lots of love to everybody and thank you. Good night from Finland. Ja hyvää yötä täältä etelästä. I try to get myself into iTunes that I can change the music. And hear you soon. Bye bye for now.